Okay, this is Dyson Sphere program. And as you can see, I've got here antimatter fuel rods, which are powering these artificial stars. And these give me the order of a few hundred. I think they give you around 600. Oh, it's 10 by 72. 72 megawatts of power from each of them. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 720 megawatts of power from just those 10 stars. I've got 843 being generated because I used one of Nilaus's planetary blueprints in order to get a whole bunch of solar panels around. There's about 800 solar panels on this planet.
Flight mode.
So this is just a generic planet. I mean, it's not completely generic. I came here actually for the coal, which is... I know there's better ways of making energetic graphite, but I was a bit lower. And I'll show you some how I've got standard missile turret set up. I'll briefly show how I've got all but the last mission completed because I just don't quite want to activate that one. I've done pretty much all of the upgrades, and maybe that that one I could unlock as well, which isn't unlimited, but most of these are all unlimited. I've done like the mecha core and especially the energy circuit. I mean, it's an expensive one and it keeps getting more expensive, but very useful when you're taking on the dark fog and traveling and stuff like that. Whereas things like drone engine and communication control are useful for when you've got to just land and quickly build a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, yeah, these are level 2 miners, which is a mining planet. This particular planet had lots of oil, so crude oil seeps. So I would place down a crude oil seep, and then I would also just local demands, remote supply, gets in some space warpers, and
Mineral depleted.
yeah. So I want to show the dark fog. So if I look here, there's a hive here. I've not touched this hive, and I've only gone to this like one planet over here, but they are definitely on this planet. And there's like a little bit of kimberlite ore and some stone, and, you know, plenty of silicon and stuff. So maybe it's worth. I just want to more just show the process. Whereas I guess I could go here. Okay, this has got lots of iron. You always just need lots of iron. I take this one. I think this is the one I actually want to take. I want the fire ice because that turns into graphene really well, but they're not there. So let's start by going here.
Flight mode.
So you can see the hive up there. Oh, actually first, I just gotta check. If I check the shield, yeah, okay, there was something. My planetary shield.
Cruise mode. ended. Flight mode.
Not too worried about this particular area. Basically, I'm probably going to take out the hive before they get much done, so that's fine.
Cruise mode.
Alright, flying off.
Warp engine activated. Warp engine deactivated.
Alright.
Cruise ended.
Let's check. Yeah, they're all over this corner. Thankfully I didn't land on some. Let's check. Oh, I don't have much negative foundations. Not to worry. Because my basic was I should have grabbed some foundations. So the first thing I place down is one of this turret set. And I should have also maybe some supersonic missiles available. Yes, okay, cool. This one doesn't automatically go get them, but let's get me some of those foundations. I don't know why nothing on here yet. Okay. So I like the way that you got all the logistics bits and you're just like, oh, I just need some more of these, or in this case more of these. And it's there.
Flight mode.
This one because particular. So that'll fill these ones up. Now if I was attacked right now, what I would do is take some of these accumulators, drop them down, and these are just some full accumulators. I would also make sure that this is very low power because that will steal all the power that we needed for this turret. But whilst
Flight mode.
we're not a threat to anyone, we're not making power, we're not power, we can get away with quite a decent amount. So, again, some artificial suns. This one's already so low. So this receives from Stellar. And this will not trigger because there are these sorters here. So until I put a bit more energy into the system, it will not. Now what I can do is power one up with some antimatter fluids directly, and as soon as I do that, boom, these will run. If I was to actually put in some antimatter fluids my own directly in, or just wait for these ones to arrive, I am quite far from my home world at the moment. Like it's 21 light years away, so it is a bit of a trip. So sometimes it just takes a bit longer than normal.
Flight mode.
And what I usually do is place some of these. then do, so that's just sort of like if they come swarming me directly, I'll just place them down right by the base. Which if I can, that's good, that's fine. And as I just walk close to them, it's built. Single towers are really good because they will let these missile launchers work from anywhere. So if I check the missile launcher 1, I've now got missile set. So these are all filled up. This is all filled and ready to go. Oh, not quite. Alright. Added a different blueprint for these, which is actually had both of these. So alright. Now these will be fully filled up. This has got that's probably enough antimatter fuel rods to last. I mean, the rest of the game, because I'm just wrapping at the end, that's for sure. So I might just save. For the record. And I'm just going to take some fuel rods and then boom, that one gives enough power for everything else. So we'll spin up, and now I've got power everywhere, and you start seeing creeping up. 720 megawatts of power, 77 of that. So I could do with just 2 of these right now. But I'm going to be going and doing this sort of thing shortly where I just it's really hard to get all of them in one go. You know you can. And I would then go and say wobblers, which is just yeah, can't make it to this tool. And you definitely want going into Goshen. But now we'll go pick up stuff and send it off. But of course, we're on a planet with a whole bunch of these guys. So
Flight mode.
what I need towers have a very long range. Just one single tower to the next. close. Yeah. Look at that. Very quickly. I should now be able to walk around.
Mineral depleted.
Between my stuff and the weapon.
Dark Fog baseboard destroyed. Dark Fog baseboard destroyed. Dark Fog clusters under assault.
To build the better analysis base.
Dark Fog baseboard destroyed.
I'm gonna hold signal towers that can build, and it just wipes everything out really quickly. So, missile towers are what you're going to want
Dark
when you
Fog
don't have a
baseboard
massive
destroyed.
ground force and large amounts of energy shields. I can go in. I've got some anti-matter. I can even do things like manually throw bombs and stuff. That's not really useful. But that was it. I have taken on one with a lot of there was 20 planetary bases in one. So you can click on this and you will get a bunch of soil pile. I can do it for this one. And you will get like nearly 100,000 copper. But the better off, you're going to have dark fog on like your home base or something, and it's going to take you a while before you've got enough power. Set up some battlefield analysis bases, set up some laser turrets around, and just let them come and attack you for ages. And you just keep them in check. Surround them with what you can, but don't take them out completely. And you will very quickly get lots of soil pile. You will very quickly get lots of bits and pieces.
Flight mode. Cruise mode. Cruise ended.
Now, something that you have to notice is this setup went and caused the veins to be hidden. So there's kimberlite ore here, but it's hidden away. So you just gotta pull it out. So Dark Fog Swarm is launching an assault, and I think I already have taken it out. So what's really cool is that, oh wow, is that the missile launchers will actually go and launch and attack space. So really, missile launchers are your best, weapon in the fight against Dark Fog. Signal towers you're going to want everywhere, and something I often do, so I've got my set of blueprints here, but I also have Nilaus's, and I really like his planet scale blueprints. So the solar and signal towers are a decent one for a planet that you want to do a little bit extra on. But it does require a lot of solar. Whereas I think I just want signal tower. Is that this one here? Yeah, this one here. I usually aim for where are places. Foundation fire, that's fine. And now it's just going to place down enough signal towers and other bits and pieces that I can just pretty much wherever I want. Drop these down. This one. So I'll copy. Oh wait. I want to slightly adjust the default minimum load of drones is too low. So you want to make sure that this is set so that it automatically fills these up. This is set. And I also have coloring of so if I paste in the name, it will now
Mineral depleted.
Overwrite the existing one, so that's good. And it will exactly match anything else. And it will look done. In this case, it's just changed that. But if you don't, then it's a pain. Kimberlite ore is rare. When I do come across one that's quite rare, I will specifically put down a shield generator just like, okay. If you look here, Kimberlite, oh no, there's 7 million. Sometimes like unipolar magnets, and there's only one of them, I will put down a shield generator just to be sure, because otherwise you've got to walk around afterwards trying to find it. You don't want to have to think about it. Like, oh, I know it's safe even if I go take out the hive cluster.
A landing relay
space,
station detected.
Yeah, like they're already sending another relay station down. And this thing went lost. This thing's... Let's see if I can...
Flight mode. Cruise mode. Cruise ended. Flight mode.
There we go. These, if you have a look, this landing relay station is about to just, yeah, it's gone already. So you just make sure that they will
Mineral
target the
depleted.
space. That's interesting. That's usually what I want. So do upper air as well, just low priority. So, oh yeah, I have another different. Does everything. So you want to be able to just target. Target space, target upper air, lower air, all of that. And then you just don't have to think, oh, is this place, especially when there's enough signal towers everywhere, you know that it's all just going to get taken over. And if you've had to deal with stuff before, I will point out, it's really nice to be able to change the colors there. If you've had to deal with the level 1, this old style way of mining, and then you'd have to set up a way to just quickly create. So this is for copper. I don't think I've... There's plenty of iron, so that's... for iron. I think there's some you would have to go and cable up everything there. I don't have to think about it. This will fill up with copper, and then somewhere I've got some smelting that wants copper. It just remotely demands it, and it could just get it. And on some planets, you might have... So if I look, there is a lot of copper and iron on this planet, and a decent amount of titanium. So I might have 3 or 4 interstellar logistic stations with those, because I know that they're going to be not overwhelmed, but able to meet capacity if there's more. So yeah, and you just gotta go around and do this. But I tell you what, it's so much better than the old way. So I'm very happy I've got the level 2 advanced mining. Do need to get grading crystals for them, and that means you have to go off planet a decent distance to find a planet that has grading crystals. Yeah, there's a few around. It's not like there's only one. Whereas unipolar magnets are a lot harder to get, but they're only needed for plane smelters. A couple of other things, but grading crystals you can use for a bunch of other stuff. But I'm trying my best to only use it for... I think you get the idea.
Flight mode.
I don't worry too much. 5 million iron. Pretty much good. So that's 2,300 a minute in iron, and it's already coming to pick some up. Get it back and just quickly fill up. There is some demand for iron. And yeah, I mean, you almost everything seems to need iron, and sometimes a bit of copper, that sort of stuff. For those who are a bit earlier game and haven't seen it, you can put geothermal node down, and you see how it says like 122%, 125%. That tells you that this is going to be 125% geothermal. It will give me 6 megawatts of power. Now, what I did, obviously I can sometimes get light, but most of the time you end up lower than that, 90%. 125 seems like it's a reasonably good amount. You get that. If you go look at any of these, however, it's 360%. I get 17 megawatts of power from geothermal power. So even on a lava planet, it's still useful. And again, just be careful anywhere near one of these nodes. If there's some sort of veins, they're not going to be showing properly. Shift down power. Just look how fast. I'm gonna do something slightly risky. And I'm going to try taking on this hive. So I haven't taken out all their bases. Like, I haven't taken this stuff out here. This one is I think mine. This was the other one I wanted to take on. But
Flight mode.
it's one hive
Cruise
base,
mode.
and if I look, oh, actually, I do want to just clear out
Cruise ended.
stuff.
Flight mode.
Usually, what I'll do is I'll go over back to there. Which way? Down. It's down south. I'll just. This is not a planet I care about much, whereas if it was, what I would do is I put something like some foundations on the North Pole, and I make them look like almost a Captain America shield with a little bit of yellow, just to make it look nice. But right now, I just got a few things in here that I just don't need. Yeah, that's fine. Probably don't even need those arts because I've got enough green soldiers. Okay.
Flight mode.
So let's go take on this
Cruise
Dark
mode.
Fog Hive. Normally I would spend a while on that planet and just take it on. Ooh, I like this. I haven't really played since I did a few White Science updates to give myself a bit more power. So if I go look in mode here, I've got a whole bunch of fleets of different types. I do really like the destroyers a lot because they actually last. Whereas I find some of the other stuff doesn't. Look at that. These are just being decimated. Usually you'd rush up, attack, and then run away. But, wow. These did not last very long at all. It's only a bit harder
Dark
even
Fog
at...
Hive core destroyed.
Oh, wow, this just rips through them. It's definitely a lot harder when... so I've got a lot of power generation at the moment. My warships are taking like... Wow, they just... ripped through that. Woo! I like it.
Warp engine
I
action
don't want to warp
deactivated.
engine. Pressing button. Tab. Okay. Just disable and re-enable. Alright. So come back fine. Why did you... Oh. There's already a new hive? I'm gonna miss this one. Let's tell these ones to go get this.
Dark Fog Hive core destroyed.
The reason I like the destroyers is in a big battle with lots and lots of hive, the destroyers just last a lot longer and can shoot from a further distance, whereas the smaller corvettes, all of the Dark Fog will concentrate on a single spot and just wipe them out. Okay, where to next? So, how is there still something approaching the hive? Oh, because they didn't take out all of the planets.
Dark Fog Hive core destroyed.
All right. It's okay. I have... Oh yeah, see? So maybe that's why you should... Wow, 2,000 a second.
Warp engine activated. Warp engine deactivated. Cruise ended.
So, same thing here. I've got that. Or, I have a full... set new planet. That's not the one. Oh, I should point out, I've got all my destroyers and corvettes orbiting the planet. So every time these guys try to send something off, they get wiped out. Dark Fog. This is the one that I normally start with. So this should automatically fire off now. It's nice having 3 lines of inventory at just so much space, having maxed out that. So
Flight
this
mode.
is all fine. The reason I don't have I like accumulators, I like empty accumulators and bring full accumulators with me. So again, we've got a few rods sitting here. I think I'll just show the quick version. Shove some here. Go through. These are sitting in the back. We've got a few rods. Set goes through, but until I do this, outcome. And now that I've done that, start getting a whole bunch of dark focus. Not really know what's going on. These guys are good missiles. pixels. And then shortly for antimatter fuels. So I should be able to here and basically start flattening these guys out. Now, if I'm just doing this alone, just like
Dark Fog base core destroyed.
you like what you do, you see that being antimatter.
Flight mode.
Weapon. Normally these here, they will take you out if you're not leveled up, because their attack
Dark Fog base core
will wipe
destroyed.
you out. So I can now just fly around and take them out. And this is the antimatter capture.
Dark Fog base core destroyed.
Damage on top of all of my turrets.
Dark Fog base core destroyed. Dark Fog cluster is launching an assault.
But I might do the same. The attack drones, more damage, more durability, longer range, but precision drones, I think their shooting range is 42 meters versus only 16 meters for the attack drones. Wireless towers. Buildings. Signal towers. Signal towers. Probably. Alright. Okay.
Flight mode.
The idea being signal tower to only 2 places. This way?
Flight mode.
And now the
Dark Fog base core destroyed.
That's the meta you're going to use for most of the time. Signal towers also have a lot of health. You look at them, they've got 3,000 durability. Whereas something like a Tesla tower has 130 durability. A battlefield analysis place does have 750 durability, whilst a laser turret's got 500, so it's less than a battlefield analysis base. 5-6 turret. Having a missing battery, that's where it's at.
Flight mode.
Seem to be powered. cave, I think the ideal is actually like you got a signal tower and then a Tesla tower and then a signal tower, and that one Tesla tower can connect quite a distance. And there's a sort of cheapest method of not that when you get enough. I mean, while the signal towers yeah. I would not normally get it.
Dark Fog Hive destroyed.
Don't expect.
Flight mode.
So I think that covers pretty much all of these. Now I should be able and if I wanted I could go through it this way. Fill in all these cores. So a cool thing you can do is in planetary view, just grab, and I just like to clear settings. Yeah, okay. Most of the time I like to clear settings. In this case, and
Flight mode.
this one here. Done. There's some kimberlite ore worth getting, some copper. Yeah,
Flight mode. Mineral depleted.
I'd certainly go around and mine these if I wasn't trying to do a video. It's already, I'm sure, boring enough for most people. Do you like seeing all my ships flying around the planet? That is kind of cool. And so now we can see if I can get some. Oh yeah, you can change to not yet planned. Collection plan, so I've only got coal.
Flight mode.
Press N. So the kimberlite should turn. Diamonds. Okay. Let's go up here.
Flight mode. Cruise mode.
Form with me, guys. Except off. 'Cause I'm gonna warp.
Warp engine deactivated.
I have died from being attacked by
Warp engine deactivated.
a full hive before. Very, very quickly. So, if that wasn't a almost empty hive and had no defenses,
Dark Fog Hive core destroyed.
gone. I'm not expecting him to be able to rebuild directly from here. What will happen is that another hive will send over a new core from a longer distance away. Okay, fun times now. This here is a neutron star, and I took on this one here, and got some unipolar magnets. I think there's like under 1 million unipolar magnets, but that's all I needed. It's a grading crystal, that sort of stuff. That one was good. And there's probably yeah, there's some unipolar magnets in there, maybe there and stuff. This looks like it's the brightest star that I could detect. 2.4 luminosity. So I just tried building a full Dyson Sphere around this one, and this is one of those cases where a hive has started rebuilding again. Anyway, I'm not too worried because I've got plenty of bits there. One other thing was I might head back to my home, and this says Abundant Mars, which is my my podcast, The Abundant Mars. Maybe
Mineral
we could take
depleted.
on this hive, and I'll show you a little bit of my home base. Let's go there.
Warp engine activated.
Oh yeah, there's a Dark Fog communicator. Apparently, you can go up to that and ask it to, hey, let's not be so aggressive, or be more aggressive, or that sort of thing. So I kind of have a hub and spoke model at my home. Is where I put all of the important stuff. The base is where I've got all the main smelting. I will do some minor smelting and production. Like I will turn light ore into diamonds in some of the side planets. So I can just request diamonds wherever and get it.
Warp engine deactivated.
But I don't want to.
Dark Fog Hive core destroyed.
Boom. That was easy. So I'm not too worried. Oh, is that the other hive core?
Warp engine activated. Warp engine deactivated.
Oh, look at that.
Mineral depleted.
I better get out of here. My shield. And my back. Okay, get it out fast enough. Okay, wow. That
Dark Fog
shield
Hive
down
core
there.
destroyed.
Oh, you guys did a good job. Until I got some of the research upgrades, I was not able to take this. Okay, so I guess I should start for my home base, but I actually kind of want to show the Mars one first. So the Abundant Mars podcast is about the idea of a abundant society on Mars.
Warp engine deactivated.
And this is my Mars base.
Cruise
Like
ended.
Mars. Like Mars. I've only got some basic photon generating, critical photon generating ones here. I got some rail rejectors already filled up.
Flight mode.
This is my. So this is the third planet that I went in my solar system. It's been around. This is my Nilaus inspired extra advanced line. So I have my main one on my main base. This is my main planet. But this is for all the extra stuff. This is where I get some of the more esoteric things. So like plasma turrets. Plasma turrets I haven't seen in too many other people's games. In fact, I don't think I've got them on this. Yeah, here we go. I do have them on this planet. They are really, really good at taking out the space invaders, the Dark Fog Hive attacks. But missile turrets do a really good job anyway, so you don't really need them. I don't think I've ever bothered with these plasma turrets here. I definitely like the artificial stars, but as you can see, the artificial star needs frame material, animated protons, all of this sort of stuff, so I get the anti-annihilation constraint spheres. Like an extra. I've got an extra station down there. I've got all sorts of stuff. This is the planet where I do the more advanced stuff. Yeah, here's where I make the plane filters. You've got some really old. This is the one where I'm making the destroyers. Instead of just having one making destroyers, I wanted a few, and so I could help them out. Don't have to worry. This is making supermagnetic rings. You need plenty of that. I usually do something like this where it will be this isn't the best example. Often I will also add in pile sorter in here. I'll just add a little bit more space. There's a good measuring. Here we go. Okay. So here I'm turning graphene into carbon nanotubes, and it seems like you just need endless amount of this. And you need a decent amount of graphene and titanium. So I'll have the 3 pile sorters. You take this pile sorter, you shove it back on itself. Now as material is flowing through, you'll actually cycle it back until it's 4 levels high, at least once you've got enough levels. And then let it through. So now all of these are actually a stack of 4. And that lets you have...
Flight mode.
I mean, this could be way, way, way longer before before it actually hits maximum. I really should extend this out. There's too much demand. But yeah, I usually
Mineral
just have
depleted.
a logistics distributor like this, where you're requesting from other distributors to get the proliferator. So you add the proliferator down to just not need as many
Mineral
resources.
depleted.
Not need as many things. I skipped the level 1 and 2 proliferators and just waited until I was at level 3 production of proliferation, because oh yeah, that's one of the things you need carbon nanotubes for. This is an example of so Nilaus actually created this original blueprint for hydrogen. So you just request hydrogen in. You've got a whole bunch of standard thermal power plants, and they're just burning hydrogen. This planet I'm making 3.2 gigawatts of power, and these are only making
Mineral depleted.
each. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. In fact, let's just look at the blueprint. I slightly tweaked it. It's 100. So you get about 200 megawatts of power from this, which is equivalent to like a 3-hour mission. I found that I couldn't get in enough hydrogen fast enough, so I just set up a second interstellar logistics station that would remote demand local supply and to be plugged in, and that just helped deal with enough. Mostly because I had this on a few different planets, but not enough gas giants, and some of the gas giants I've gone to other systems and filled up those gas giants with orbital collectors, which great way to give you basically an unlimited amount of hydrogen and
Flight mode.
a decent amount of interior. I still use some the fractionators to get deuterium. Got here, this is where I'm making particle containers. This is where I'm making the proliferator. This is starting with coal, diamonds,
Upgrade complete.
carbon nanotubes. This system does a lot of work. But this is one of the reasons I wanted more coal. You need coal for that. You need coal to make energetic graphite for the diamonds or kimberlite ore, but just on that. Here's one of the places I turn the critical photons into antimatter, and you get hydrogen as well. And then here, solar sails, which used to. So this is an example where I might place this down and then realize, oh no, okay, I think this is maybe close. I'll often have a little, if I can't remotely get in from the hat, I call it the hat, so the hat proliferator, I'll usually just sort of place one of these down. And so this will be the requester. But sometimes I will remotely bring it in and then make it a distributor to others. You just need at least one or two on a planet, depends on how far away. There's physics distributors are not very good at long distances. Yeah, this one's wanting Dugo and fuel rods, and that's now just artificial stars.
Mineral depleted. Flight mode.
Oh, and this one, this planet, I'm getting rays
Cruise
power,
mode.
I think.
Cruise ended.
Oh, okay.
Flight mode.
This one has got just a lot of artificial stars. I have had a greater demand because of this. No, this is this one's just anyway, we get particle broadband. Did I just not request it this whole time? Drag that one across. Okay, wait, and you, okay, now I should be making it. So, these here will let you know when, and I did have for ages a particle broadband alarm at the top, and I've got some other alarms that are probably that will be running. So here, what you want the condition to be, so this is a traffic monitor, condition to be greater than, I just set the target flow to be 0. I usually set the cycle time to 60 seconds. Again, Nilaus did a good video on this. If I'm really good, I'll set the item filter to what I want, and you also want to set the alarm icon. That's probably the way more important one. Say fail and no cargo. So the condition, if it's greater than 0, then it's pass, it's all good. But if there is no movement, so if I was to stop this, and just for this, it will now fail, and there is no cargo. Whereas the one little so that now shows you cargo flow, and if you put it over a 60-second period, it will let you know a bit better cargo flow. And when you get it wrong, it'll this here, you can have no flow because it's full, in which case, yeah, it's why you need fail and no cargo. I think that covers most of those really important bits. This isn't the planet I'm doing any other stuff on. That's of particular interest. So let's go check. It is obviously the one that I'm using to just keep this Dyson Sphere going. I do suggest you check out the Abundant Mars podcast when you get a chance. So I'll quickly check. Let's go to the moon next, and then we'll head to my home planet, last. It's not the best because
Cruise mode.
sometimes you're starting fresh with higher level tech. Get a better. Yeah. Basically, it's a pain sometimes
Warp
to
engine activated.
wipe everything and clear it all out. All sorts of complexity, and I went
Warp
way too
engine
far.
deactivated.
Not paying attention.
Warp engine activated. Warp
Okay.
engine
I did
deactivated.
want to show you this gas giant, just to show you.
Cruise ended.
For those who haven't played with them, orbital collectors, you just come along the equator, place down an orbital collector, you place down another one. You just keep placing them down. There's only so many you can place on a gas giant. The gas giant specifics will tell you how much collectible hydrogen and deuterium per second you can get, and they don't have any interstellar logistics vehicles, so you have to have those on whatever station you are demanding. This is why I found out sometimes had issues. That's why I'm getting confused. So this is my moon planet. This is where I do the majority of my smelting, that sort of stuff. This one I'm making some of the green science. This is the one that I'm making my warpers on. I found I haven't needed. Yeah, this is making the strange the containers. This here is my system for warpers and graviton lenses. And I started it with just wanting titanium. And there's all these big long bits where I only had a few interstellar stations, and I would send these really long sections to then go and mine some titanium and send it back to my home planet. And nowadays I've got such a fast network of everything that I don't have to worry about that. I can remotely call in probably 50 million titanium ore or something, waiting on other planets to be requested. Some of the smelting, all the earlier stuff, proliferators on most of this older stuff here, whereas I will have something like this, which is newer. And so, this is some of the older. I have to think that the mission earlier. Still won't alarm because it's different cargo, this is one where yeah. Diamonds, strange matter, and then we just turning graviton lenses into space warpers. And I made sure I've got plenty sitting there, so I don't have to think about it. And this is where I turn standard particle containers in strange matter, just with a bunch of miniature particle colliders. Which I think would be nice. I mean, the main material is just pretty powerful. Hence, I've got a decent number of artificial suns. I've got this set up ready. I just need to connect it up and I can have some more suns if my power gets low. When you're first powering up a planetary shield, they're really hungry. So
Flight mode.
Something that Nilaus pop down. So there's still some space to expand. This is like some of the first information making stuff I was doing. But I found that I prefer to just have, rather than like, okay, this is making still some, this is what I created again.
Flight mode.
Blueprint, but it'll request in some of the raw stuff here. It may titanium. Oh wait, that's not the one. That makes sense. Making a whole bunch of titanium. Whereas here it'd be like, okay, let's get in the energetic graphite, crude oil, and then from that make some plastic, and then use that plastic over here with some of the other bits and what we can. But I prefer to just have
Mineral
a big
depleted.
long line and make just a fuck ton of plastic. A big long line and make a whole bunch of particle broadband and just not have to think about it, because now I'm not putting this particle broadband in just anywhere else that might need it, if I pick this up, whatever else. So I just generally feel that this is all too very specialized when you're gonna just need
Light
so
mode.
much of it anyway. So it's not the way that this is what I normally do. Here I'm making graphene from energetic graphite and sulfuric acid. Once you go off planet far enough, you can go get sulfuric acid from another. And just get it from nutrition, so you don't have to worry about it. And then why is this got okay, well that's not needs to be titanium down there.
Mineral depleted.
And then graphene. Whoops.
Flight mode.
I usually have a specific depot at each planet that I'll put my random junk into. Yeah, somehow this had. Now it's just got space for this. I wonder why I've had issues with production. Yeah, they were.
Flight mode.
Okay, that'll speed things up a little bit. Now you get that. And a good example of why you want traffic monitors, which I don't have here. I won't put traffic monitors on something like where you're turning kimberlite ore into diamonds, because if I run out of
Flight mode.
kimberlite ore, okay, I should have enough other like this where I've just got a whole bunch of coal coming in. So this is something, I've got 3 lines of coal all coming, being merged in, and you don't actually need to merge it, split it like this, you just push them all in. Then proliferate it, and then descend through, and then coming back. And this, I was low on energetic graphite for a while, so this was actually Oh yeah, here's where I would have my some wireless power towers and just a box of random junk. So last one will be home planet. I've got a bunch of other planets that I'm not going to bother showing. One with the sulfuric ocean, which is I think up there.
Warp engine activated. Warp engine deactivated. Cruise ended.
So this is one of the fields that I use. That would be here it says it's not getting enough. Decimate, yeah. Oh, no, that's just because blue. Oh, okay. Oh, it makes
Flight mode.
yeah, that doesn't
Mineral
surprise me,
depleted.
actually, because blue was something I did put lots of effort into. So I'll point out, I had here, this spot here was a the primary dark fog system. So I surrounded slowly, like I just started with some Gauss turrets and then some laser turrets and then some some missile turrets, and eventually just ringed the place completely, and I've gone and deleted most of it since. But I had a line around over here. This will be noted later. Just for I've got it. And they would just constantly attack, and this was a crazy fight scene all of the time. But you'd take all of the items and just funnel them through, and initially I just shoved everything in. This was really useful early game. You're just having, these are all boom 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 being attacked, but you just got so many different resources of just every single type. And you eventually went, okay, well I'm actually going to need to like specifically filter each of these and request just certain things in, and then it was so useful when earlier on I'm just always building stuff on my own, and then I just not need to. I just go, oh, I'm low on super magnetic rings. They were a pain, and I just come along, grab some, and then build whatever I need. And as you level up, the Dark Fog keeps dropping more of some of that actual leveled up stuff. So that was kind of cool. And then eventually I just wiped them out since I've got enough stuff I've leveled up. And this is the Nilaus line, where I'm making, here's where I'm making logistics drones, the Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, sort of make as many Tesla towers as I'll need, and they'll just come into here. So go have a look at Nilaus' videos for that. But I did slightly adjust it, and then what's really good is that you can left click and right click, copy down. Now this is the wrong bit here. So if I say, oh, this quickly copy that down. But I could also go into the Control C, Control V, copy a line and paste. You're going to just create a line of this basically, and paste it down. And the reason you only have a small section and then paste it down is because if you try copying this entire thing, you have to get it really specifically on your part of the planet just right. Otherwise, the way the planetary alignment works, you have issues with that. And mine's got all sorts of weird rules, like, oh, I didn't have photon combiners, I need those for the laser turret, so I'll build some here and then give it to there, and then I have something like here. I need the carbon nanotubes to come in, and then that powers these. And even then, it's not receiving any right now because so some of the things I was making the super magnetic rings here as an example, and then I was just trying to wire stuff directly to it. I should have just made it a line and added it to a line. So that's why on the other planet I have a bunch of extra lines that do more advanced stuff. Like you're making frame material at the end and then trying to like send it down as needed, so I can get the initial part of the gliders. I haven't really moved much to the assembly machines yet. This is an example where I needed particle broadband. You don't really need it for much else. So what I did was have a logistics station here that just asks all the weird extra things that you might need. And then when I need something special and extra, I'll just have it come from here instead of the extra line. But then you get weird setups where you got like a bunch of these different special extras coming through. The super magnetic rings are definitely being behind. There's too many of those. I found something like foundation. Don't set that to like 100 at a time. Set that to like 10,000 if you can. I've got some updates, so I've got more than 10,000 that I can carry in any logistics system. And in this case, I have it so I can pump out a whole bunch more foundations pretty fast. When I go, because I'll go, you can easily go through 10,000 foundations pretty quickly. And you get something like this where like I created the wireless power towers. You got to restrict it so you don't have too much, and then that's useful for both the signal towers and the satellite substations. This is where I was initially just creating a little bit of frame material, but now I have a big long line of it, so this isn't particularly useful. That's why I have a remote demand, I guess. This here, I needed the grating material, grating crystals for. But so glad it works. These advanced mining machines really are just make things so much nicer. Anyway, it's all a bit of a gobbledygook mess by the end of it. I should should have just given my space to add a few more lines. This video is, to be honest, more for myself as a memory. Like, this is what I'm doing to create yellow. Here I'm creating red, and then I'm putting all these together, and these were doing everything except white. But I stopped needing any of that, so now they all feed into this system. And here's the blue. Here's why. The blue, this was the first little setup I did. I had some stuff I was directly mining, directly smelting, directly putting it all together in, and just being like, some circuit boards and some magnetic coils. I have an absolute vast amount of them. And the system here just isn't capable of feeding these fast enough. I have to go and upgrade all this. I should have just done that. So for a while, for ages, I never had issues with Luby.
Light mode.
Oh yeah, these huts are really good when you've gone and made sure you like at least, you know, at least so many thousands of these things, and then you just walk around on the planet and just get filled up with everything. This is my main box of randomness set. Stuff when I go off planet.
Light mode.
So I guess I should do a little bit of building. And yeah, blue is apparently the problem. So here I'm taking everything else and making it white, and then here I'm using it. Just in case though, local or remote demand. So if I start building white somewhere else, I can do that. I also wanted to do something slightly interesting as well.
Light
Get to
mode.
the end. Somehow I have filled everything up and not used all of that up. I should probably you can just type a number in. You get that. So now I do actually have an off-world planet that just wants to store a whole bunch of these. I shouldn't really do it that way. I should just try storing them and sending them back to here, or I could just spin them around and have some storage. I don't know. I wanted to be able to store more when I manage to fill up. Okay. So what do I need? I need some of these. I probably need a bunch. I need another. I don't think I'm going to need both wobbles because I think everything is made in this case. So I'm going to be building the electromagnetic matrix, and that needs
Mineral depleted.
Local, nothing here. There's a little bit of local there. Remote demand, boom, 20 of that. Remote demand, boom, 20 of that. So I'm going to show you. Oh, actually, I don't want this. I've already built it all. Get it on the center.
Mineral depleted.
It's far enough away though. So this version gives me this gives me, I've got 2 inputs here, 2 inputs here, run down the center. I've got proliferator here, should be coming in. Interesting. So, there. It's not available. It says available for one. This is one of those times because you're so far down, maybe I just get am I out of proliferator? Anyway. You double it up so that you get plenty. Make sure it's just right. It's there. So you now go through. And this just gives me 2 input items, but it's just a nice setup where I now know that these are all stacked, and there is a great amount of capacity. This is just an ocean, so it's just space. Cosmo. I'm just going to use pile soils, that's this as fast as possible. So the annoying thing with this is, with a matrix one, is that when you copy them over if you've put something down already, sort of threes now. If I already have something down, then it won't automatically apply. Where it's annoying. Like, oh, I don't want it to go that way. So you actually have to select something else and then go back.
Mineral
and
depleted.
Say, okay, now please let me build. Logistics. Yeah. Line is easy. So I'll just show it. If I put this down, like, okay, cool. But I didn't put the output, and I didn't tell it what it should be. So I'm like, okay. You got to produce this. No big deal. If I shift click over, it doesn't overwrite, it puts it on top. It's just the one edge case whereby because these stack, whereas if you do that with a assembly plant or smelter or something, it'll just apply these sorters things over the top. So, shove that over there. And now I can
upgrade complete. Mineral depleted.
Sometimes I'll be like, oh, you should have a satellite substation. But yeah, actually these ones do need it, even with all those power. Yeah. The matrix labs are just very stacked. Now I get 4x. I really didn't need to make it this big. It could have just been like mine. It could be way shorter. Using 20 minutes for each of these. photons for a while, but I've now got 2 Dyson Spheres running at it. That's great. Got it. Antimatter. And this one. Hey, there we go. Get this one too up.
Flight mode.
I wonder if they made it that much cut. It should be higher than stuff like that. Anyway, there we go. I've now got a vast amount of electromagnetic matrices being made, applied, plenty of universe matrices being created here. And because I don't have a request coming in, it's still filling these up. It's still just being filled up. So if I now request, the energy circuits are pretty expensive. But I do like it. Same with mecha core, drone engine, communication control. Let's just unlock the faster flight. This is without me having gone to that next level of using the self-evolution lab, which does the rex for production. I don't know. It makes it sound like there may be problems. Anyway, this is my home planet. I toyed with and extracted large amounts of resources from the Dark Fog for a long time. I had some very basic setups before, and now much more advanced ones. And really, this is when you start off, things are all over the place and wired up, and it's a big mess. And then you just be able to get to other planets where you can just bump down and just have a logistics station say, I need these resources in, produce these resources, send them out, and you don't have to think about where they're coming and going from. You may have to go build all the rest of the stuff. So initially I had oil being refined over there and then coming in, and then I had refined oil, and then I was making sulfuric acid here from stone and refined oil, and then was pouring that into to make graphene, to then make plastic, to then make the organic crystals, to then power everything. And eventually you're just like, well, I don't need
Mineral
to
depleted.
do this step anymore. I don't need to waste refined oil and stone to make sulfuric acid, because I can just pump it out of a lake on another planet and just sort of logistics vehicle it in. Graphene you can instead have created with converting fire ice. Plastic is still a pain, but it's a lot less of a pain because you're not using the energetic graphite for the other stuff, or the refined oil for the other stuff. So all of that becomes just a lot more easier. And so at some point, I was just directly feeding these into this structure matrices, and then I just went, oh, I'll just locally demand what I need and bring that in. Just doing that. Titanium crystal and diamonds.
Flight mode.
Let's make it here. They're like, oh no, I don't have enough, but not a problem. Because I can just order it in and it's made off well somewhere else. I literally am mining organic crystal directly in some places. You get millions of it, so
Flight mode.
yeah. I did initially think, oh my god, I'm going to need lots of assemblers and built an assembly setup like this. And then, like an hour later, when watching another video about the line. Now you do want assemblers and that you have to make all these sorts of things just to be able to create interstellar logistics stations and that sort of thing. But most of that you can just make in your robot anyway. Yeah. Here's where I'm making my Dyson Sphere components that are then used to make carrier rockets. Of course, the Dyson Sphere components need great material, solar sails, processors. You need so much processors, so many bits of, so many things require electromagnetic turbines in order to make supermagnetic rings that then you find and suddenly use in a whole bunch of buildings and that sort of stuff. You're just like, I've got to take magnets and copper and make magnetic coils, and then take iron and gears, which you've made from iron, and then add that into the magnetic coils, and so you're using vast amounts of iron and a little bit of copper, and then you're taking more magnets in with electric motors to make electromagnetic turbines, so you just need a shit ton of magnetic coils things, and then you need the energetic graphite and more magnets to make the supermagnetic rings, and then you need things like more magnets for plasma exciters that then get used to make photon combiners that then, and you got things like circuit boards, iron, copper, and processors, which again, you've got to use microcrystalline components, which uses some high purity silicon to make that, and then you need processors in order to make quantum chips, but they also need this plane filter, which you've got to make cashmere crystal and also the titanium glass. So you need titanium, you need glass. The glass you get from the silicon. Oh no, from the stone to make the glass. Then you make the smelt titanium. Yeah, water. Like it's just all these different steps, and then the cashmere crystals. That's now titanium crystals, which are organic crystals, and you can either use that with really basic stuff, or with plastics, oil, and water, or with refined oil, graphite, So you can make the organic crystals, or you can just refine it yourself. And all that just to get the titanium crystals that you then use graphene for, graphite, acid, and hydrogen, which you're going to go off well, really to get lots of, or you can do some, refining oil to get that. You can use grating crystals to make attachment crystals, but I just don't want to waste my grating crystals. It's just, to me, not worth it because you don't have much. Like you get a few million grating crystals, but you need them for advanced mining machines. Direct requirement for it. You need. You need a whole bunch of electromagnetic turbines and graphene to make hydrogen containers, or you need magnets. I definitely in all of this just to make hydrogen containers that you then apply strange matter by adding in the deuterium, deuterium, and the strange matter is then
Mineral depleted.
Yeah, you then need the deuterium fuel rods in order to launch the small carrier rockets to then build the Dyson Sphere. All of these things. Some of them are just like prisms and microsystems line components. So just brief intermediate steps. In terms of fuel, initially you're going to burn coal directly. You've got very little magnetic graphite. You probably jump to hydrogen fuel rods when you can. They will be okay. But they're not that good. Like, don't spend much time making hydrogen fuel rods when you're gonna want deuteron fuel rods. Once you go to that, you go, oh my god, I don't have to worry so much. And then you get to antimatter fuel rods, and you almost never have to think about power again. And then you get things like antimatter capsules, which are just a type of plasma casualty, but you can use it to fire your laser thing. I've not
Mineral
used jamming
depleted.
crystals, I've not used the crystal set. I've only gotten up to supersonic crystal set. I haven't bothered with the gravity set because I haven't bothered making crystal explosive units to make basic explosive units. Instead, I just jumped straight to proliferate them up with ease. And yeah. Initially, you might have a few prototypes around that you can make, but eventually you want to be making precision drones and attack drones, which are both come from prototypes, so you do need to have a prototype to make these two. Corvettes and destroyers are useful once you get to that ability to make them. Something like frame material is a little bit of a pain because you're going to need nanotubes. But you're going to need graphene for so many things that it's not that hard. And you can use this stalagmite crystals if you for, I don't know, there's a few million around, but not fast amounts. You're definitely going to use this one as the main recipe. Whereas fire ice, I've got like that one planet with 57 million alone, and there's others with 50 million. So fire ice is definitely one of the main ways I'm making graphene at the moment. That's most of that. And yeah, like thermal power plants are useful at the start. You can just feed them coal, you can feed them energetic graphite. But what I didn't realize is you can just feed them hydrogen. You can't feed them material, you can feed them hydrogen. That is very useful because you just go set up some orbit that is a godsend for a while, where you can just land on a planet and say, here, power me with hydrogen, and when hydrogen's not, at the time, not amazingly used a lot, but later on you find it's used so much that you eventually, for a little while, you might use the new fusion power plants, the deuteron fuel rods, but because those are used in small carrier rockets, you want to, when you can, go to artificial
Mineral
stars.
depleted.
But you can only power artificial stars with antimatter, and antimatter you need to get from the critical photons from ray receivers from running a Dyson Sphere. So you need to be, EM rail rejectors, vertical launching silos, sending stuff into. Change to Y. I should probably tweak this a little bit. I wonder if I can change the decoration. Color. Pick this color. Thank you. Miss any others? I'd have to empty this out just to see if I can. You need to be two. So I found with this, you need to be two spaces, like 1, 2 away. Otherwise, it's too close, and it's just really hard to write anything. This R, I really don't like as an R.
Mineral depleted.
But I can't. I'd have to double the size of the lettering, and that would just take ages. It's close enough. It's my R. It'll do abundant Mars. I know what it says. And yeah, an abundant sense of society is where there is the necessities of life available for free to everyone on the planet. A very different type of system instead of capitalism. And it's a sort of thing that if you're running a society like this, you'd hope be dealing with. I almost want to show you just the chaos that this one is. I could easily spend a while just ramping up and putting like way more solar sail ejectors into all of these. And I think that's it. I think I've basically finished the game.
Upgrade complete.
Let's go see that other star. Find the brightest star you can and put a solar sail. Dyson Sphere.
Flight mode.
And then you get the critical photon.
Cruise mode.
And also very useful for powering the IO civilization.
Warp engine activated. Warp engine deactivated. Warp engine activated.
So in Abundant Sense of Society, Focus on access instead of ownership. Access is I need. Oh. Now.
Warp engine deactivated.
Because I'm in tab mode.
Warp engine
Access
activated.
instead of ownership. Systems perspective.
Warp engine deactivated.
This was a chaotic mess of me just going click, 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 and applying things everywhere and just trying to fill it all in. Requested power 86 gigawatts. So it's still got a lot more it can give. It's only 2,000 solar cells. I think the actual issue is I don't have enough solar cells, and I think the issue with that is I don't have enough. Space workers there. No, I want to get stuck up.
Warp engine activated.
Space workers.
Warp engine deactivated.
So this is my
Mineral depleted.
planet.
Flight mode.
I think the issue is that it's just the angle. They can't see. Look at the inclination. North. It's going around this gas giant. Done.
Congratulations, builder of the great civilization. You've completed the Dyson Sphere program. The energy you have contributed will accelerate the development of Homeland. Every step here bears your imprint. This cluster is activated, and a star in the Milky Way is lit. It will forever record your contributions to the upcoming civilization Type 3. Now, take a rest and get ready for the next journey.
Flight mode. Cruise mode.
Done.
Warp engine activated. Warp engine deactivated.
Well, thank you for seeing at least part of my journey and being here. I feel like I
Warp engine activated.
completed Dyson
Warp
Sphere.
engine deactivated.
I literally just
Warp engine activated. Warp engine deactivated. Dark Fog Hive core destroyed.
Boom. When you're earlier on, it's going to be so hard to destroy. And especially, I mean, this one has already been destroyed a lot, but some of them will be a pain. Okay. Thank you very much.